Greetings, Pokemon fans, and welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. Today we're doing a playthrough of Pokemon Blue using Charizard. Charizard is a flame Pokemon. I want to explain some things before we dive into the actual playthrough itself. First thing, we're doing a series of playthroughs with every type to see which one is the best in Generation 1. We've already played through Magmar, and today we're going to play through as Charizard. Now, here's what I decided to do. In my video I played last week of Slowking in Generation 2, there's a time period in that playthrough where I just talk about what's going on with the channel, anything new coming up, any ideas I have, any changes I'm making, whatever. Because there's a lull in time when we're facing all the Kanto gym leaders, right before Red, so I'm talking about it in there, and I basically convinced myself that it's a good idea to play through fully evolved. The playthroughs would be a little bit faster so I can squeeze them in and get them done easier. It'll give us the best representation of the Pokemon. There will be some modifications that I'm going to add in, and I'll explain those when they happen with certain Pokemon. But more or less, we're just going to play through fully evolved to see who the best Fire type is, and then we'll do other types later. But Fire type is the one we're doing first. So Charizard will start out fully evolved. We'll have max IVs for every Pokemon we do this with. So they'll have the best case scenario of that Pokemon. And I did Magmar and Charizard first because I think they're going to do the best. They're upright Pokemon. They have an advantage over the Pokemon that are like on all fours, and you'll see why here in a little bit. Or flying type Pokemon's also a factor there. If we do Moltres, I haven't decided if I'm going to do Moltres yet. Nonetheless, that is what I wanted to let you guys know, is we're going to do fully evolved, and we're going to do every playthrough fully evolved in this series we're trying to do. So let's dive into the playthrough. So the first battle we have is against our rival. We gave him a name, Leo, for no specific reason, just pick Leo. And his Pokemon is Squirtle. It's a water type or fire type. And we named our Charizard Spyro. Spyro, if you don't know, is a little dragon that had a playthrough on PlayStation back in the day. I don't have a PlayStation anymore, so I don't know if they still make those games. They might. I don't know. I hope they do. Those games are pretty fun when I played them. But we're going to go dive right into our second rival. Now, it says reset 1. There's not actually a 1 reset already. What happened was I saved the game and then go in and modify the Pokemon with what we got to do by giving it max stats or whatever, and I reload the game and it counted as a reset. I will correct this, but there is no reset at this point in the game. We get a pretty easy win over our second rival, and we're going to move right on to, I think we skip over Bug Forest, I think we move right on to Brock's gym. We do. So we're going to face the Million Light Years trainer, now we're going to face Brock. Brock at 3 minutes and 25 seconds is when this battle officially starts. So Brock, he's not very bad or good, he's just kind of meh. We have Fire type, which he's resistant to, however they have low special, so we whittle him down, knock him out. We still have over half health going into the Onix. Now Onix can be scary because he just went for Bide. So if we attack into that, he could do all that damage back to us. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to go for Ember. Keep hitting Ember. As long as he doesn't go for Bide any earlier, we get the win. We get a pretty easy win over Brock. Wakanda forever. I'm going to move right on from Brock into, I believe we're going to go right into Rock Tunnel, and we're going to grab, or I'm sorry, Mount Moon, not Rock Tunnel. We're going to grab that TM, which is Mega Punch. And we're going to face our third rival battle. So a lot of rival battles early, knock him out of the way. And so he's going to come out with a Pidgeotto. We have Mega Punch. Mega Punch is a decent move. It's not a great move, but it gets the job done. We go for Abra. We should have gone for just Scratch and not wasted power points here, but we get the knockout nonetheless. We do have our actually lowered by 1 stage, so this can get scary, especially against the Squirtle. He's got a Water Gun. Water Gun can do a lot of damage, but it doesn't do that much damage. We are maxed out, so we do have better stats than, or maxed out evolution wise, so we do have better stats than we would if we were Charmander or Charmeleon. And we're going to go ahead and pick up a TM right here. That is TM 19, which is Seismitoss. Not a great use across the board, but useful enough. And then we just picked up Dig. So now we're going to go ahead and face Misty. Misty at 14 minutes and 35 seconds. Do we win this in under 15 minutes? That is the question. Dig should be a very good move. One shot on the Staryu for sure. Starmie comes out. We go for Dig. And she goes for nothing. She goes for Water Gun and misses. We knock her out 1 go. Critical hit was very clutch right there. But after that clutch hit, we're going to move right on to the SSSN. And in the SSSN, we're going to pick up another move. Actually, I'm going to pick up 2 more moves. I'm not going to explain the one, but I'll go over the one here after we beat this person, this youngster. We're going to pick up this TM right here, which is TM 8, which is Body Slam. And that's going to replace Mega Punch. Now we've got a very reliable, good physical move that can hit everything. Dig can't hit Pidgeotto, so we can't use Dig. And Ember's kind of garbage against Pidgeotto. So Body Slam will be a very nice 2-shot comboed with Ember. And now Raticate comes out. Dig should 1-shot the Raticate. Very good. Kadabra comes out. Body Slam should do it, or Dig, either one. Very good. And then War Turtle comes out, we should go for Body Slam. We don't want to have to replenish our power points here, but we get the knockout nonetheless. Gonna move right on to Lieutenant Sergeant. Now what we did, I didn't show there, is we did go and pick up rest, which is very important to this. We did not pick up rest. Let me rephrase that. I'll explain why I'm saying that here in a minute, here in a little bit. We did not pick up rest, which is a big blunder in this playthrough, but I'll fix it. You'll see. And we go through for body slam across the board, knock out Lieutenant Surge. We get a pretty easy win. We should have gone for Dig just to make it so he doesn't get a critical hit on Thunderbolt. Could have been scary there. But now we're facing Boomer the Hiker. He has 3 Pokemon that go boom. This Pokemon, for example, Charizard, does not have problems against him. We have Dig. Dig can one-shot all of his Pokemon. And we're going to Dig one more time. One-shot his Pokemon. Very good. So he's pretty easy. He's legitimately very easy for this Pokemon. And we move right on to Erica's gym. Now, Erica is the grass gym leader. And she's going to lead out with her Victory Bell. Now, we have Fire type. We have Dig. We have Body Slam. So we have options with this Pokemon. We get a critical hit, which I didn't expect to get, so I expected it to be at least a 2-shot, just like it is with Tangela. So we're getting a knockout there. And we have one more Pokemon in Vileplume. What you got to worry about here is exactly what happened there, is getting put to sleep. But we wake up, we knock out Erica's Vileplume, and move right on to the next gym leader. We are going at a breakneck pace right now. Just under 25 minutes, we're facing Giovanni. Giovanni number 1, I should say. Onyx comes out. We're going to go for, we should go for Dig. Yeah, there we go. One shot, very good. One shot on the Rhyhorn, very good. And is Kangaskhan a one shot? I don't think he is, if I remember correctly. He is not, even with a critical hit, he's not a one shot. But Body Slam gets him knocked out nonetheless. We get the win. We're not going to learn Slash, that's kind of a mistake. But we decide not to learn Slash here. And we're going to move right on for Giovanni to our 5th rival battle. This is our 5th rival battle. It's going to come out with a Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto's going to go down to 1 Body Slam. Very good. Growlithe's is going to come out. 1 Body Slam. Very good. X2 comes out. We're going to go for Body Slam. That was just kind of like muscle memory there. Should have gone for Ember. Not a big deal. And Kadabra comes out. It's a 1-shot. And War Turtle comes out. Is War Turtle a 1-shot? That is the question. Nope, it is not. But we get a 2-shot. Very good. Get a very easy knockout over our 5th rival. We're going to move right on to this area. This is actually Silphco. So we're picking up 2 things in Silphco. We're picking up TM3, which is Swords Dance. We're picking up his Rare Candy, a Carb, and the last thing we pick up is Earthquake. And with those 2 things added to our moveset, we have pretty much close to our in-game moveset with Swords Dance, Earthquake, Body Slam, and we don't Seismic Toss. We'll replace that with Flamethrower. So we're gonna go for Swords Dance on the first Pokemon with Koga. Coughing, we get a full setup +6, and Earthquake will steamroll in his entire team. The only thing that won't knock it out is if we get a critical hit or something like that. Critical hits ignore stat buffs in Generation 1. So one more time. Very good. Get a very easy win over Koga, and we progress right on to Blaine's Gym. And Blaine's Gym is honestly pretty easy. This is Generation 1 Pokemon Blue, not Pokemon Yellow, where his team is not very good. So we get pretty much a free setup. He does get a critical hit there on us with Takedown with the Growlithe. However, we get full setup, and we can just sweep. That's pretty much the mantra of this Pokemon. Once you can get access to Swords Dance, this Pokemon can just set up and sweep everywhere you want. That's why this Pokemon's at 36 minutes and only has like 2 gym leaders left. So we get the win over Blaine, very easy win, and now we're going to go ahead and face our rival number 6 in Silphco. He's going to come out with a Pidgeot, I should say, not Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, and we're going to get another setup as well. The only thing we got to worry about here is he still has Sand Attack, so we do get lowered our accuracy by 1 stage. However, Body Slam will one-shot the Pidgeot. Growlithe will be one-shot by Earthquake, very good. And Execute will be one-shot as well. Execute's the only one I was kind of concerned about because it's, kind of resisted the ground moves. But Blastoise, luckily Blastoise has garbage moves. Like I said, this is the worst team you could possibly have against us. It's better if they had the Gyarados, honestly, and maybe I should switch up in the future, but I'm playing through all of them the same, so I'm not going to do that. But honestly, the better team here would be to either have like another Charizard or a Venusaur or whatever. That way the opposition has Gyarados, and Gyarados, if your rival has Gyarados, he has a Hydro Pump at like level 22. But now we're facing our second Giovanni fight, and Giovanni's literally a pushover. We just got to set up even +2. Flamethrower will obliterate the entire team. Very good, and we have 1 Pokemon left. She might actually survive because she is a little bit of a bulky girl, but we knock out the Nidoqueen. We beat Giovanni, and we're going to move right on to Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. She's going to come out with Psychic type, and again, I'm just going to go ahead and set up. There's nothing they have that's going to be super effective against me. So they can do for Psychic. I have decent Psychic, decent Special. They can't do anything physical. They can't put me to sleep. So I get a free setup, and then just steamroll. And it's odd that the Venomoth is also one shot, considering it has wings. It looks like it's a flying Pokemon, but it's not. It's a poison bug type. So we get the win, and we get the knockout over Sabrina's Pokemon, and we move right on to our final gym leader, which is Giovanni. Giovanni's going to come out, and pretty much the same strategy we've just implemented the last couple playthroughs, or a couple battles, I should say. We're going to implement again. So we're going to set up Swords Dance and Sweep, as per tradition. Flamethrower on the Rhyhorn, and we're going to go for Flamethrower on the Dugtrio. We don't have to be going for Flamethrower. I think I'm just making the battles a little more interesting than I have to. Earthquake is the play here. It goes off our physical attack stat, not our special. And then the last one is right on, Earthquake, knockout. Right on, right on, right on. And now we're going to move right on to our final rival battle before the Elite Four, which is rival number 7, right before Victory Road. And so now we're going to go ahead and face him. And again, now it's a better setup, because now Pidgeot does not have Sand Attack anymore. So the only thing he can do is really attack me or up his speed. None of those things have a huge effect on me. Body Slam's a one-shot on the Pidgeot. Go for Earthquake on the Rhyhorn. That's a one-shot. Growlithe is a one-shot. Very good. Now, when we level up, we lose all the buffs to our other stats, but the attack stat's still very high, so that's why I went with Flamethrower there, Earthquake, and then one more Earthquake. Knockout, very good. Very quick, easy win over our rival. Now, we've trekked through Victory Road, and it's in our rearview mirror. We're going to go ahead and progress on to the Elite Four. Before I do that, I'm going to go over the stats real quick of this Pokemon and our moveset going in. So the stats, our attack is 153, defense is 146, speed is 173, and special is 155. And in the bottom left corner, you can see the stats modify with the badge boost according to, the stat it's supposed to modify. You can also see down there, it's critical hit rate. We have a 19.53% critical hit. So we can hit 1/5 of the time, more or less. So that's pretty good. It's good in some ways, it's bad in others. But our moveset going into the Elite Four is very simple. It's Body Slam, Swords Dance, Earthquake, and Flamethrower. Swords Dance obviously is our badge boosting move. It ups our attack stat by 2 stages every time we do it. Body Slam, physical move that can hit everything but ghosts. Earthquake can hit everything except flying Pokemon, and Flamethrower can hit everything. So let's go ahead and dive into the first member of the Elite Four, which is Lorelei. She is an ice specialist, and we're going to go ahead and dive into the battle against her. She does not have a good Pokemon to start out with. She has Dugong, who's actually not a bad Pokemon. She's just a horrible trainer, and gave it no water moves. So it'll go for a Roar Beam. The only thing you have to hope for is maybe you have to worry about is a Freeze. So we get 2 setups on the Dugong, and that gives us enough to sweep her entire team. Jinx will come out. It's a one-shot. Very good. And Lapras is the last one. The only thing you have to worry about with Lapras is hitting a critical hit, and he might hit you with a Hydro Pump and one-shot you, but we avoid that altogether. And now we're facing Bruno. Bruno's going to come out. We're just going to be safe and just go for a couple badge boosts just to be safe. Now, here's a fear we have here is none of the Pokemon here I'm afraid of, except for maybe Machamp. If you don't one-shot the Machamp, he could go for... Actually, no, he doesn't have the move I was worried about in here. So we don't have any issues. I think in Generation 2, the Machamp has counter. And if he hits counter, he could deal back all the damage you do. But it just goes for focus energy, and we get a pretty easy win. So we're going to move right on to Agatha. She is the Ghost and Poison Specialist. She's honestly pretty easy for this Pokemon. She can be very difficult. She puts you to sleep. She can poison you. She can confuse you. She can paralyze you. However, in this playthrough, in this situation, we just going to need to go for 1 Swords Dance. And as long as we can survive hitting ourselves once or twice, as long as we don't get put to sleep, that's the biggest worry. But Earthquake will one-shot a Gengar. We will not one-shot the Golbat. I think we'll go for Body Slam on the Golbat. It's a one-shot, very good. And Earthquake will one-shot the Haunter. Arbok should be one-shot as well. And that just leaves the last Gengar, who can't really do much to us. Even if it hits any move, it would knock us out. We get a pretty easy win over Agatha. And we're moving right on to the problem with this run, which is Lance. Lance is the Dragon Trainer. He's going to leave with the Gyarados every time. Now, I got really spooked here because of the battle I had with Magmar. So what happens here is I go for Body Slam, and we continue to go for Body Slam, and we have a couple resets here. And rather than just waiting it out and just saying, hey, you know what, this is a fluke, let's just continue with this strategy, I didn't do that. I panicked, and I remember what happened with the playthrough with Magmar, where I had to use Double Edge, so I prematurely do that. And here's where I said I made a big blunder. I did not pick up Rest. If I picked up Rest, after I knock out the Gyarados, so whatever he does to me, I can set up all the Dragonair, fully heal. It can't really do anything to me anyway. It can't do much anyway. So right here, I made the mistake. It's not a mistake adding Double Edge, because it does do more damage, which is what the hope was. But ultimately, it is a blunder because now I can't paralyze this. I have to hope for a miss. And this is what really irritated me while we were playing. And this is, I don't care what anyone says. When you play through with Pokemon and your rival has a move like a Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump is, correct me if I'm wrong, 80% accurate. So that means if I play through 5 times, there's a chance that one of them he should miss his attack, right? That's the logic there. But it's a random roll every time. So we get set up, and this is just not going to be a good strategy because Aerodactyl is going to knock us out. We don't have a good move for Aerodactyl, and even if we went for Double Edge is going to do damage to us, we still would have knocked ourselves out. So that's why Double Edge was not the play here, and I made a mistake using it. It's like right here, Hydro Pump. If I had Rest, I could just recover after I knock him out right here. But I don't. And then we can get fully set up and then sweep the rest of the team. But Double Edge is going to do damage to me. And that's the problem. And what I should have done is kept Body Slam and added Rest in place of Flamethrower. Flamethrower is not useful in this battle. If I really need a fire move in the next battle, I can add back Fire Blast. It's not quite as accurate, but it's way more powerful anyway. So there's a handful of resets I get. And I go for Double Edge. And like I said, all these resets, Gyarados is not missing a Hydro Pump. It's not happening. I don't know why the opposition's Gyarados in this game consistently always does. So I'm not even going for the rest of the battle. I'm just waiting for that miss Hydro Pump. And in that one, there's a critical hit on me. And we walked into this battle at about 43, 44 minutes. And we've wasted 5 minutes just trying to get decent RNG for this battle. And it's just not working out for us at all. So instead of going for that, I'm going to go for Swords Dance once. We get the miss finally. And even though he hits it, we have a lot of health left. And we still have an opportunity to win this battle. So let's see what happens here. One more Swords Dance. One more Swords Dance. We have a lot of health left. We're going to go for Earthquake. Get the knockout on the Dragonair. Get the knockout on the second Dragonair. Now the question is, do we knock out the Aerodactyl? Aerodactyl is going to be the question mark here. You don't get the one shot. He does miss his attack, so we get lucky there. And now what we need is Flamethrower to knock it out. We do not knock out the Dragonite. We do hold on, though. We get enough damage around to knock out the last Pokemon and survive and move on to the final battle, which is our rival. He is the champion in this battle, and this champion, it's going to be simple. It's going to be very easy. Could have made this battle even easier, by the way. So we're just setting up. He can't really hurt us that much. That did maybe 20% damage, but that's not that much. So now we're going to go and go for Flamethrower. We knock out the Pidgeot, very good. We're going to go on to Earthquake on the Alakazam. It should be a one-shot, very good. And once we get set up, this Pokemon, this trainer is a sweep. It's pretty easy. This is why Charizard's so great. Once you get properly set up, you can just obliterate whatever's in front of you. One shot on the Executor. Now Blastoise, go for Earthquake. There we go. We get a critical hit, which could have been bad. If he went for Hydro Pump, we could have lost that battle. But nonetheless, we get the win, and we end up with 52 minutes and 52 seconds. Now, without all those blunders, I'm like, damn, I could have had like a sub 50, 52-minute run, and that's exactly what, I was looking for. I thought, what would happen if I actually decided to play through one more time? Could I get this under 50 minutes? Which is exactly what I did. I went back, played through again, got all the way to Elite Four, just to make sure I could do the actual correct strategy so this Pokemon can get a fair and honest representation of how it could play through in Generation 1. So Lorelei is a little bit more complicated on this battle because she goes for more attacks early on, but nonetheless we still sweep her team. Slowbro comes out, Earthquake on the Slowbro, very good. Jinx comes out, Earthquake on the Jinx, very good. Lapras comes out, Knockout, very good. Like I said, this is a new playthrough, there's no resets, so we're going right into our next battle, which is against Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much as usual, but we're going to go for 1 or 2 Swords Dance just to be safe. And these battles don't change. These battles drastically don't change at all. Earthquake will one-shot him, will one-shot his entire team. Yep, there we go. We're going for the clean sweep. The only different question is, do we one-shot the Machamp, or do we get another critical hit so he doesn't actually fall through and knock him out? We knock him out, very good. Don't get a chance to let him attack us. Move right on to Agatha. Agatha is going to be a cakewalk again. The only thing we have to worry about is getting put to sleep, but that's not going to happen. Just goes for Dream Reader. We're going to set up one more time. We got lucky on that one, very good. Earthquake, and now we're just going to steamroll her entire team. The only thing we have to worry about is critical hits. And I keep saying that because you're going to see here in a minute, critical hits almost cost us a perfect run, but we get the knockout over Haunter, knockout over Arbok, and one more hit, knockout over Gengar. So we move on from Agatha onto Lance. Now Lance was the big problem in the last one, but here this time I kept Body Slam, go for Body Slam, Hydro Pump hits, not a big deal, so Body Slam's a 2-shot. So now I'm going to go for setup. Now if it does a lot of damage, I can heal, which it's not doing any damage to us. So I have Rest on there for a reason, but I don't have to use Rest. I'm pretty confident unless Aerodactyl gets a critical hit, I can just steamroll the rest of the team. Fully set up, knockout, very good. And then Dragonite comes out, knockout, very good. No critical hits there. And I keep saying critical hits because I could have got this done maybe under 48 minutes if it wasn't for this battle right here and the critical hit nonsense that I come across. So Swords Dance setup on the Pidgeot, very good. Aim if it hits us, not a big deal. Does about 20% damage, just like in the last one. So we're fully set up, and now Body Slam one-shots the Pidgeot. Body Slam, Earthquake will one-shot, Earthquake will one-shot the Alakazam. Rhydon comes out, Earthquake as well. One-shots on the Rhydon. Arcanine comes out, Earthquake on the Arcanine. And now Executor comes out. And we misclick and go for Earthquake. Actually, we didn't misclick because we don't have an option. So this battle is really well prolonged, and that's 2 back-to-back critical hits. So now we're put to sleep. And if this Pokemon anything better other than Stomp and Barrage, it could knock us out. Luckily it doesn't, but that's 2 critical hits that cost us so much time. That we would have been done at 48 minutes if it wasn't for that. But we get the 1-hit knockout on Blastoise, thank goodness. And so now on the second attempt, we beat this game at 48 minutes and 15 seconds, a much better representation of this Pokemon. So what does that mean for the playthrough? Well, as of right now, Charizard is winning. He is winning by a huge margin. Magmar got it done I think just around an hour is what he did. This is a huge margin. And honestly, if it wasn't for this battle, it would have been under 48 minutes. And to be fair, if I played through one more time, I could probably find ways to maximize and get it under 45 minutes. I really could. Charizard's amazing. It gets access to a lot of move diversity early, which is not like a lot of Fire-type Pokemon. Getting access to Mega Punch is a huge advantage for it as well, because it has a good physical move to counter your third rival, and even Misty. Seismic Toss is a move it can learn as well. I don't think that Arcanine, Ponyta, or Ninetales can use that move, so that's a huge disadvantage for them in this playthrough. So that is why I did Charizard and Magmar first, as they have access to both those moves. So massive advantage for both of them. However, this is the playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you think is going to win this battle? The next one I'm going to do is Rapidash. I think Rapidash will be third on this list behind Charizard, then Magmar. But only playing through is the only way we're going to find that out. So let me know what you think. Have a good one. And I'll see you guys on Friday, where I have my playthrough of an optimized playthrough of Slowking. Have a good one, and see ya.